husband and I have 5 kids, and our 2 youngest are autistic, and this is 12 signs of autism in a 1-year-old. And our last sign is the one that doctors usually miss. Ezra is 8 years old, and he has level 3 autism. He's nonverbal, but communicates through an iPad.
Yeah.
And Simon is 4 years old and has level 1 autism with no intellectual delay.
Whoa, the dinosaur!
They're both such an important part of our family. The first sign is looking at their hands. Now, of course, all babies look at their hands. They're discovering everything for the first time. What matters is the frequency and consistency of this behavior. If it's longer than 5 minutes and you feel like they look at their hands more than 10 times a day, then that is a sign of possible autism. Watch how Ezra repetitively gets distracted by his hands.
There you go. Okay, you got it. Your hand looks good. Put it on the steering wheel, bud. Yeah, put it on there. There you go. Good boy.
Now sit down. Ooh. Why does he stare at his hands all the time?
We don't really know. Maybe it kind of helps calm him down a little bit, maybe, when he gets nervous or too excited. The next sign is not responding to their name. Now, for every child, it takes them a little while to recognize what their name is. But by the time they're 1-year-old, usually by then a child will recognize what their name is and they will respond to it. Here's a clip of us trying to get Ezra's attention by saying his name.
Here, Ezra, look. Ezra. Ezra.
In case you're wondering if your child's behavior is a sign of autism, put it down in the comments and we'll reply to your comment. We share regularly of our unique normal, so please consider subscribing. The next sign is toe walking. This is something that Simon showed from a very early time. This is one of the first videos we got of him walking. You can see how excited the whole family is because he's finally learning how to walk and he is on his toes the whole time.
He just walked like 10 steps all by himself.
All right, Simon, can you walk? Can you walk? Let him go. Yay!
We ended up getting him braces, and if you want to know more about the braces and why we do that, there's a video here. It's a preventative measure to make sure he doesn't lose the ability to go flat on his foot. The next sign is doesn't respond to what's happening in the room. This example is Christmas again, and it's the perfect time because Ezra just turned 1-year-old. You can see in this video that no matter what happens around him, he is not even looking at.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get something to put the paper
I looked at it and I thought it was cute.
Yeah, I love owls.
Yeah, so happy birthday and Merry Christmas. So there's the other one. Those are breakable. You be careful with those.
Oh, let me get my computer.
Put them down softly. Those are heavy, Mark. Remember, to have a diagnosis of autism, you have to have issues in 3 areas. The first one is social, the second one is communication, and the third one is repetitive and restrictive behaviors and interests. You have to have issues in all 3 to be autistic. The next sign is late on basic milestones. Ezra didn't actually start walking until 6 months after this clip.
There you go. You walk. Okay, come here. Okay, come here. You come here. No.
So even though we were working with him a lot and trying to help him walk, it took him quite a long time to become a confident walker. Sign 6 is go for the wheel. You can see in this clip, Ezra is a little tired. He sits down and he goes for the wheel.
No.
If your child has a plethora of toys and they always go for the wheel and they can play with the wheel for up to an hour every day, then that is a sign of possible autism. Both Simon and Ezra love wheels. It didn't matter what kind of toy you put in front of them, whether it was a bus or a train or a plane, they would go for the wheel. They would take it and spin it, maybe hold it up to the light. They loved that wheel. The next sign is a particular preference in food. When Simon was 1-year-old, he would eat pickles, sour cream, and avocado. He would even dip his pickles in the sour cream or the guacamole. Just for the record, I didn't feed this to him. He decided on his own that this was a really good match. And when Ezra was 1-year-old, he was obsessed with tomatoes. And he still is. You can tell by this video just how much he loves the texture of this tomato. Being sensitive to textures of foods and being really particular about what you eat and what you don't eat because of those textures is actually a sign of possible autism. We talk a lot about this in our ASD club, where we chat weekly on a video call. Click the link below to check that out, and I can't wait to see you on the next call. We have parents of autistic kids and quite a few autistic adults who share and talk all things autism. And if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, we have a link in the description for that as well. The next sign is carrying and collecting items in your hand. Now, I'm not talking about carrying a teddy bear around. That's a very typical item for a 1-year-old to carry. But how about trash and wrappers and shiny things and hangers and pens and cords? When Ezra was 1-year-old, he always had something in his hand.
Also, drop things. I can grab
The next sign is speech delay. Now remember, this is going to look different for every single child. Ezra is 8 years old now, and he still doesn't talk. When Simon was 1-year-old, well, technically 22 months, so he was almost 2, he could say quite a few words. And in this film, we had actually sold our house, moved into an RV full time, and we were traveling to all the national parks. I know it's kind of crazy. If you want to see a playlist, you can see it here. We were at Petrified Forest National Park when I put a camera in front of his face, and he said this. Cheese? It's very close to the word cheese, right? I knew what he was trying to say. But even at almost 2 years old, Simon would just say one word at a time. And when he would put more words together, he wouldn't use those words to communicate. He would just kind of say them to himself as he was playing. It took quite a bit of speech therapy until Simon would actually use words to communicate. The next sign is little to no eye contact. When you take your 1-year-old and put him in your lap and he looks right at your face, what does he naturally look at? Does he look at your eyes, or does he look at your mouth? Or does he look at your nose? You can see in this video, Ezra's great-grandma is trying to get his attention. Just watch and see how much eye contact he makes in this interaction.
He's singing a little song. What's he saying?
Are you pointing?
He's saying something. What does he say?
I don't know, I think he wants your glasses. Now, just because your baby goes for the shiny earring does not mean that they're autistic. Take out the earrings, take off the glasses, take off everything that's shiny and distracting, and see if they make eye contact. Right now, we're writing a book, and it's for you, for parents of autistic kids, to help you build strong relationships with your children and find joy in that journey. Click the link below to check out that book, and we can't wait to send it to you as soon as it gets published. The next sign is chewing. Ezra, when he was 1-year-old, always needed to have something in his mouth. He just loved having that bottle in his mouth. And most of the time, he wouldn't even be drinking. He would just be chewing on it. And Simon, too. He always wanted to be chewing on things. Simon had a big problem with chewing on his bed, so much so that I had to put thick fabric around the railing of his crib because he would chew on the wood. Watch this video of me waking him up from a nap. Baby. In this video, you can see he actually makes really good eye contact. He's responding to me entering the room, and he's doing a lot of things that don't fall under the classic signs of autism. That's one reason why we really didn't see that he was autistic until he was about 2 years old. So Simon's signs of autism look a lot different than Ezra's. So I'm glad we can kind of show you 2 examples, but keep in mind that when you meet one autistic person, you only meet one autistic person. That's why we're sharing 12 different signs, because autism is a spectrum. And this sign is one that doctors usually miss, and that's not wanting to say hi. One of the reasons that Simon particularly had a hard time saying hi was because he simply did not understand the reason behind the cultural expectation of saying hi.
You say hello.
Say hi.
Hey. Did our wash finish?
Say hi. Can you say hi to Grandma? Say hi. Oh, you want a drink? Okay, have a drink. But now he's 4 years old, and he does understand that by saying hi, he gets a friend, and he gets a positive social reaction that he likes. Here's 12 signs of autism under 2 years old, and here's our autism playlist. And remember, if you have an autistic child, you're in good company.